Welcome to English Buddhism. Every Buddha story carries a lesson. Every teaching holds the power to awaken the soul. If today's wisdom touches your heart, don't let it stop here. Like to spread kindness, share to inspire others, comment your reflections, and subscribe with the bell to continue this journey of enlightenment together. Life's challenges are inevitable. Life is like a flowing river, sometimes calm, sometimes raging with storms. Each person embarks on their own journey, experiencing joys, sorrows, triumphs, and failures. But what truly matters is not how many difficulties we face, but how we choose to respond to them. Have you ever wondered, why do some people remain happy despite hardships, while others suffer even when they have everything? The answer lies in one's mindset. If you allow suffering to consume you, you will live in pain. But if you learn to let go, accept, and find peace within, you will be able to overcome any adversity. The inevitable struggles of life. Everyone, at some point, will face challenges such as losing loved ones, goodbyes that break the heart, failures in career, dreams that remain unfulfilled despite hard work, heartbreak and betrayal, when those we cherish walk away, pressure from society and responsibilities, the weight of expectations that exhausts us. No one escapes these struggles. But among those who face hardships, some fall while others rise stronger. The difference is not in fate, but in the mindset they choose when facing adversity. Buddha's teaching: do not let suffering control your life. The Buddha once said, suffering does not come from what happens to us, but from how we react to it. Life will never be completely smooth, but we can choose to navigate it with a lighter heart. Imagine holding a glass of water. Holding it for a few minutes is easy, but if you hold it all day, your arm will tire and ache. Sorrow is the same. If you hold onto it for too long, it will weigh you down, suffocating your heart. But if you learn to put it down, to let go, your soul will feel lighter. The Buddha taught us acceptance and detachment because everything in life is impermanent. Nothing lasts forever, not even suffering. If you cling to pain, you are the one trapping yourself in sorrow. But if you understand that this too shall pass, you free yourself from suffering's grip. How to deal with life's challenges. Accept that some things cannot be changed. You cannot change the past, but you can change how you perceive it. Instead of asking, why did this happen to me? Ask, what can I learn from this? Understand that every pain has a purpose. Some people come into your life to teach you a lesson. Some challenges arise to make you stronger. Nothing is random. Everything is karma. Focus on the present instead of dwelling on the past or fearing the future. Don't live in the past, it no longer exists. Don't overthink the future, it hasn't arrived yet. Be grateful for the present moment, because it is all you truly have. Practice gratitude. When feeling down, remember what you still have. Be grateful for your health, family, shelter, and even a simple meal. Changing your perspective will help you see that life is still beautiful. Conclusion. The path to inner peace. Everyone will face hardships, but whether you stay in suffering or find peace is up to you. You can stay trapped in pain, or you can learn to face it with a lighter heart. The Buddha said, everything is impermanent, this too shall pass. So, do not let a single moment of suffering ruin your entire life. Learn to accept, to let go, and to find peace within yourself. Are you ready to walk the path of peace? Acceptance and letting go. The key to less suffering. In life, there are things we can change, but there are also things beyond our control. Many people suffer not because of what has happened, but because they cannot accept reality and continue to hold on to the past or worry about the future. The Buddha taught, let go of what does not belong to you, because the tighter you hold on, the more you suffer. Acceptance and letting go do not mean giving up or surrendering. Instead, it means facing reality with wisdom to find true peace within. 1. Acceptance. When you can't change the outside, change your perspective. Have you ever felt helpless in the face of an unexpected event? Have you given your best effort, only to still face failure? Have you loved someone deeply, only to have them walk away? In these moments, people often feel anger, sadness, or resentment, but the truth is, some things cannot be changed, no matter what we do. The only way forward is to learn acceptance. A Buddhist story on acceptance. One day, a grieving man who had lost a loved one came to the Buddha and asked, Blessed One, how can I stop my suffering? The Buddha replied, Bring me a handful of ashes from a house that has never known loss. The man searched far and wide but could not find a single home that had never experienced loss. In the end, he realized that suffering is a part of life, and everyone must go through it. How to accept the unchangeable. See life with wisdom. Everything is impermanent, nothing lasts forever. People come and go. Joy turns to sorrow. Success turns to failure. When we understand life is ever-changing, we suffer less when things do not go as planned. Stop asking, "Why me?" Many suffer because they keep asking, "Why did this happen to me?" But the Buddha taught, everything happens for a reason. Instead of asking, "Why?" ask, "What can I learn from this experience?" Embrace reality as it is. Losing an opportunity? Maybe life is opening another door for you. Someone hurt you? Perhaps they were just a lesson to teach you how to let go. When you accept reality, suffering loses its power over you. 2. Letting go. The art of finding happiness. What are you holding onto that is causing you pain? A painful memory? A past betrayal? An unfulfilled expectation? The more you cling to the past, the harder it is to move forward. Letting go does not mean forgetting. It means no longer letting it control your emotions. A Zen master's teaching on letting go. A student asked his Zen master, "What should I do when someone throws a stone at me?" The master asked in return, "What would you do?" The student replied, "I would get angry." The master smiled and said, "But if you pick up that stone and carry it forever, who will suffer?" The student understood. Holding onto resentment only brings pain to oneself. What happens when you let go? Your mind becomes lighter. Let go of grudges, and your heart will feel free. Let go of sadness, and joy will have space to enter. You learn to live in the present. If you are stuck in past pain, you will miss the beautiful moments happening now. Letting go teaches us to appreciate what we have today. You discover inner peace. True happiness does not come from controlling everything, but from learning to accept and release. 3. How to practice letting go. Breathe deeply and reflect. When feeling angry or sad, take a deep breath. Ask yourself, is this really worth losing my peace over? Write down what you need to let go of. Write down the things that are causing you pain. Then tear the paper apart. This act helps you release it from your mind. Practice forgiveness. If someone has hurt you, say silently, "I forgive you," so that I can have peace. Forgiveness is not for them, it is for you. Conclusion. Acceptance and letting go lead to peace. Life will always bring pain, but we do not have to let it control us forever. Acceptance helps us remain calm in adversity. Letting go frees us from unnecessary burdens. Remember, you cannot control everything, but you can control how you respond. When you let go, you do not lose anything, you set yourself free. Peace does not come from changing the world, it comes from changing how we see it. Are you ready to let go and live a lighter, more peaceful life? Living in the present, the key to peace and happiness. Have you ever felt like your mind is constantly pulled between the past and the future, making it impossible to fully experience the present? Do you find yourself dwelling on past mistakes, regrets, or memories you cannot change? Do you worry so much about the future, your career, finances, or relationships, that you forget to appreciate what you have right now? If so, you are not alone. Most of our suffering comes from not knowing how to live in the present moment. The Buddha taught, the past is gone, the future has not yet come. Only the present moment is real. Only when we embrace the present can we truly find peace and happiness. 1. Why are we always stuck in the past or future? Many people struggle to let go of the past because they regret things they have lost, feel guilty about past mistakes, hold on to painful memories. Many people constantly worry about the future because they fear failure or losing what they have, feel uncertain about what lies ahead, create endless negative scenarios in their minds. But ask yourself this, no matter how much you think about the past, can you change it? No matter how much you worry about the future, can you fully control it? The truth is, the past is gone, you cannot change it. The future is uncertain, you cannot control it completely. The present is the only thing you truly have. 2. The benefits of living in the present. The Buddha taught, if you live in the past, you will always regret. If you live in the future, you will always worry. If you live in the present, you will be at peace. You will be happier. When you appreciate each moment, you will find joy in the simplest things, a warm cup of tea, a fresh morning breeze, a genuine conversation. You will feel less stress and anxiety. When you stop worrying about things that haven't happened yet, you will feel lighter and more relaxed. Anxiety about the future only drains your energy without solving anything. You will be more focused and productive. When you concentrate on the present, you work more effectively and improve the quality of your life. A person who worries about tomorrow while working today cannot give their best effort. 3. How to practice living in the present. Pause and breathe. Whenever you catch yourself worrying about the past or future, take a moment to stop. Take a deep breath and bring your awareness back to the present. Appreciate what you have right now. Look around. You have a healthy body, a roof over your head, food to eat, and loved ones around you. Instead of chasing things you don't have, appreciate the blessings you already do. Fully engage in what you are doing. When eating, savor the flavors instead of rushing through the meal. When talking, truly listen instead of just waiting for your turn to speak. When working, focus on the task instead of worrying about what comes next. Let go of unnecessary thoughts. Whenever you notice yourself worrying about the future, remind yourself, everything will happen in its own time. Right now, I only need to do my best. 4. The story of the man searching for happiness. There was once a man who traveled far and wide in search of happiness. He journeyed from bustling cities to quiet villages, from the ocean to the mountains, but he still could not find happiness. One day, he met a Zen master and asked, "Master, I have searched everywhere for happiness but still cannot find it. Can you tell me where to look?" The Zen master smiled, poured him a cup of tea, and asked, "Do you taste the warmth and aroma of this tea?" The man took a sip and was surprised by how pleasant and comforting it was. The Zen master then said, "That is happiness. It is not somewhere far away. It exists in the moments when you stop searching and simply enjoy the present." From that day on, the man stopped chasing happiness and started appreciating the small moments in life, a delicious meal, a cool breeze, a loved one's smile, and realized that happiness had always been there, waiting for him to notice it. 5. Stop chasing the past and future, live here, right now. Many people go through life without truly living. They are either trapped in the past or constantly chasing the future. And in doing so, they miss out on the beauty of the present moment. Remember, you cannot change the past. You cannot control the future. But you can fully embrace the present moment. Try practicing this today. Sit down and take a deep breath. Look around and appreciate what you have right now. Let go of worries about tomorrow, because it hasn't arrived yet. Live fully in this moment, because it is the only moment you truly own. Are you ready to embrace the present moment and find true peace? Practicing compassion and self-love. In life, there are moments when we feel pain, disappointment, and a sense of being lost. Past wounds, harsh words from others, or even our own negative thoughts can drain us, leaving us exhausted. Yet amidst all this suffering, the Buddha taught, compassion is the key to overcoming suffering. When we learn to love ourselves and others, our hearts become lighter. How can we practice compassion to alleviate suffering for ourselves and those around us? How do we cultivate self-love to continue our journey through life with a peaceful heart? 1. How does compassion reduce suffering? Compassion is not just about feeling sympathy for others. It is about understanding and empathizing with ourselves and those around us. When we view life through the lens of compassion, suffering gradually fades. When facing someone who has hurt you, ask yourself, could this person also be suffering? Which led them to act this way? Might they have been wounded in the past, unintentionally passing on their pain? If they are suffering, can I see them with compassion instead of anger? Seeing life with compassion helps lessen resentment and pain. A well-known Buddhist story illustrates this. One day, the Buddha and his disciples passed through a village. A man, full of anger, came out and insulted the Buddha. Yet, the Buddha remained calm and unresponsive. The man grew even more furious, but the Buddha stayed silent. After the man left, a disciple asked, "Master, why did you not react when he insulted you?" The Buddha smiled and asked, "If someone gives you a gift and you do not accept it, to whom does the gift belong?" The disciple replied, "To the giver." The Buddha nodded. Likewise, when someone offers you anger, if you do not accept it, the anger remains with them. This lesson teaches us that when we do not absorb negativity, we protect our inner peace. 2. Self-love. Don't let yourself be the last person you care for. Many people spend their lives caring for others while neglecting themselves. Have you ever cared for your emotions as much as you care for others? Are you practicing self-love? Do you often criticize or blame yourself? Do you put excessive pressure on yourself? Do you allow yourself to rest when needed? Remember, self-love is not selfishness. It means taking care of yourself so that you can love and support others more. Ways to cultivate self-love. 1. Forgive yourself. You don't have to be perfect. No one is. Your past mistakes do not define you. Remind yourself, I did the best I could at that time. 2. Make time for yourself. No matter how busy, spend at least 10 to 15 minutes daily doing something you enjoy. Read a book, listen to music, meditate, or simply sit in silence and breathe. 3. Stop comparing yourself to others. Everyone has a unique journey. You don't need to be like anyone else. Appreciate what you have instead of chasing what others possess. 4. Speak kind words to yourself. Each day, stand in front of the mirror and say, I appreciate and value myself. Avoid self-criticism. Encourage yourself as you would a dear friend. 3. When you love yourself, life becomes gentler. When you learn to love yourself, you stop expecting others to fulfill that role. When you take care of yourself, you no longer seek happiness from external sources. A story conveys this idea. A man always felt insecure because he believed no one loved him. He sought a master and asked, How can I receive love from others? The master smiled and asked, Do you love yourself? The man hesitated. No, I don't think I deserve it. The master replied, Then how can you expect others to love you when you don't even love yourself? This story teaches that love is not something we seek outside. It is something we must first cultivate within. When you love yourself, the world around you changes. 4. Conclusion. Compassion and self-love, the cure for all pain. Remember, when you practice compassion, you free yourself from suffering caused by others' words or actions. When you learn to love yourself, you no longer feel lonely because you have yourself as a source of strength. Start practicing today. Forgive someone who has hurt you. Spend time doing something you love without guilt. Stand in front of the mirror and say, I appreciate and love myself. Are you ready to embrace compassion and self-love in your life? Meditation, a method for finding inner peace. In today's fast-paced world, with work pressures, family responsibilities, and societal expectations, many people find themselves feeling stressed, anxious, and lost. During times of mental turmoil, we often seek peace from external sources, a vacation, a conversation, or temporary distractions. However, the Buddha taught, peace does not come from outside, it resides within each person. When the mind is still, everything around us becomes as gentle as the wind. So how can we find true peace within ourselves? One of the most effective practices that the Buddha taught is meditation. What is meditation, and why is it important? Meditation is not something mystical or unattainable. It is simply the journey inward, a practice of listening to and mastering one's own mind. When you practice meditation, you will reduce stress and anxiety, improve focus and emotional regulation, keep your mind calm and free from past regrets or future worries. Discover tranquility and contentment in daily life. Scientific research has shown that meditation can alter brain structures, making individuals more resilient. More importantly, meditation helps one realize that happiness does not come from external circumstances but from inner serenity. Why do we often feel restless and uneasy? Have you ever wondered why your mind constantly worries, overthinks, and never truly finds peace? This happens because we dwell too much on the past, worry excessively about the future, are easily influenced by negative emotions and external judgments. The Buddha compared the human mind to a lake. When the wind blows, the surface of the lake ripples. But when the wind stops, the water becomes still and reflects everything clearly. Meditation teaches us how to calm the rippling waters of our mind, allowing us to see things clearly without emotional disturbances. A simple meditation practice for beginners. You don't need to be a master or spend hours meditating. Just 5 to 10 minutes a day can make a significant difference. Step-by-step guide to basic meditation, 5 minutes a day. 1. Find a quiet space. Sit on the floor, a chair, or a bed. Keep your back straight but relaxed. 2. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. Inhale deeply and slowly, then exhale gently. Feel the rhythm of your breath flowing in and out. 3. Gently redirect your thoughts. If your mind starts wandering, acknowledge the thought and gently bring your focus back to your breath. Don't force your thoughts away, just observe them and return to the present moment. 4. Embrace the stillness before finishing. Before opening your eyes, take a moment to appreciate the calmness within you. Congratulations, you have just completed a short meditation session that helps calm your mind. A story on inner stillness, a Buddhist tale, tells of a young man who approached a Zen master, saying, "Master, my mind is always restless, filled with worries. How can I find peace?" The master handed him a cup filled with murky water and stirred it vigorously. "Can you see through this water?" the master asked. "No, it's too cloudy. Now, leave it undisturbed for a while." The young man waited, and after a few minutes, the dirt settled, and the water became clear. The master then said, "Your mind is like this cup of water. When you are constantly agitated, everything becomes unclear, but if you allow yourself to be still, clarity will come." The lesson from this story is that meditation helps us settle the dust in our minds, enabling us to see life with greater clarity and peace. Key points to remember about meditation. Meditation is not about clearing the mind completely but about observing thoughts without attachment. You don't need to meditate for long periods. A few minutes each day can make a difference. Be patient with yourself. In the beginning, you might struggle to focus, but with practice, you will notice the benefits. Conclusion. Meditation. A journey back to yourself in a world full of chaos. Meditation provides a sanctuary of peace that is always within reach. Remember, peace is not a place, it is a state of mind. Happiness does not depend on external circumstances but on the serenity within you. You don't need to search for peace elsewhere, it already exists inside you. Take a moment to pause, breathe, and embrace the present. You might just find that everything you have been searching for is already within you. Are you ready to dedicate just 5 minutes a day to meditation and rediscover the peace within? Understanding impermanence. Learning to accept life's changes. In life, nothing lasts forever. Everything changes, and everything is impermanent. People are born, grow old, and eventually pass away. The things we possess today may be gone tomorrow. Even the closest relationships may fade with time. The Buddha taught, everything in this world is impermanent. Nothing lasts forever, not even your suffering. Many people suffer because they refuse to accept change. They cling to the past, fear the future, and wish to hold on to things forever. But if we truly understand the nature of impermanence, we can learn to accept it and live with greater peace. 1. Understanding impermanence, the nature of life. Have you ever noticed? A beautiful flower blooms today, but in a few days, it wilts and fades. A small child once held in their parents' arms will eventually grow up and leave. Even the strongest relationships can change over time. Impermanence is not only present in nature but also in every aspect of our lives. When you realize that nothing lasts forever, you will begin to appreciate what you have in the present moment. 2. Why do we fear change? People fear change because they fear losing what they have. They worry about an uncertain future. They are afraid of being left behind. But the Buddha taught, nothing truly belongs to you. If you accept this, you will no longer suffer from loss. Think about it. Can you stop time? Can you prevent others from changing? Can you control every event in life forever? The answer is no. So instead of resisting impermanence, learn to accept and adapt to it. 3. The story of the broken cup. A Zen master had a cup that he loved dearly. One day, someone asked him, "Master, how can you cherish this cup without fearing that it will break?" The master held up the cup and said, "I always see this cup as already broken. That's why when I drink from it, I enjoy it. When I set it down, I know one day it will no longer be here. And when it finally breaks, I do not grieve, because I have already accepted it." Lesson from the story. If we understand that everything will change, we won't be shocked or heartbroken when it happens. When we appreciate what we have, we won't have regrets when it is gone. 4. How to accept impermanence without suffering. 1. Recognize that everything has its time. Nothing lasts forever. Everything comes and goes for a reason. When you understand this, you will stop clinging to things that are not meant to stay. 2. Learn to let go of what no longer belongs to you. If someone leaves your life, be grateful for the time you had with them. If one door closes, trust that another will open. 3. Appreciate what you have right now. If you love someone, tell them today. If you are happy, enjoy the moment fully. 5. Understanding impermanence will help you live more lightly. You will worry less about the future. You will stop regretting the past. You will feel more gratitude for the present moment. The Buddha taught, everything in life is like a flowing river, constantly moving. If you try to hold on to it, you will only cause yourself pain. 6. Conclusion. Accepting impermanence for liberation. Remember, change is not scary. Resisting it is what brings suffering. Everything in this world is temporary, but it is this very impermanence that makes life precious. When you accept impermanence, you will find freedom in your heart. Are you ready to embrace change and let go? Living simply and knowing contentment, the key to a peaceful life. In today's modern society, people constantly chase after luxury, high status, and endless ambitions. Many believe that having more will bring happiness, more money, more fame, more possessions. But the truth is, the more we crave material things, the more restless and anxious we become. The Buddha taught, the one who knows contentment is the richest. The one who always desires more is the poorest. Living simply and knowing contentment is the key to unlocking true peace and happiness. 1. Why do people always feel like they don't have enough? Have you ever wondered, why are some wealthy people, despite having everything, still anxious and unsatisfied? Why are some people who live simply always happy and at peace? The reason is that the human mind always wants more. When we have a small house, we want a bigger one. When we have a motorbike, we desire a car. When we have a stable job, we strive for a higher position. There's nothing wrong with having dreams and goals. But if we always feel like we don't have enough, no matter how much we achieve, we will keep chasing after illusions. 2. Happiness doesn't come from having more, but from appreciating what you already have. The Buddha taught, if you appreciate what you already have, you will never feel lacking. True happiness does not come from accumulating more but from feeling satisfied with what you have. There is a story about a wealthy merchant who visited a Zen master and said, "Master, I have a lot of money, many houses, but I still don't feel happy. How can I find peace?" The Zen master handed him a full glass of water and said, "Pour more water into the glass." The merchant did as he was told, and the water spilled over. The Zen master said, "Your mind is like this glass. If you keep trying to fill it without knowing when to stop, you will only exhaust yourself and waste everything. Learn to let go and be content." Lesson from the story. If we keep trying to fill our lives with unnecessary things, we will never find peace. When we learn to be grateful for what we have, we will no longer feel lacking. 3. Living simply, the key to freedom. Have you ever noticed that the more things you own, the less freedom you have? The more money you have, the more you worry about protecting it. The higher your status, the more you fear losing it. The more possessions you own, the more pressure you feel to maintain them. Those who live simply have nothing to lose. They are freer and happier. Living simply doesn't mean giving up everything. It means eliminating the unnecessary to focus on what truly matters. 4. How to practice a simple and content life. 1. Ask yourself, do I really need this? Do you truly need a new phone if your current one still works? Do you really need to keep shopping? Or are you just following trends? 2. Remove unnecessary things from your life. Simplify your living space. Fewer possessions will make you feel lighter. Simplify your spending habits. Buy only what you truly need. 3. Appreciate what you already have. If you have a home, a family, and food on the table, you are already more fortunate than many others. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, appreciate what you do have. 4. Spend more time on what truly matters. Spend time with family instead of being too busy chasing money. Take care of yourself instead of constantly succumbing to social pressures. 5. The story of two fishermen. One day, a successful businessman visited a small fishing village. He saw a fisherman relaxing on the beach after catching a few fish. The businessman asked, "Why don't you go back out to catch more fish?" The fisherman replied, "I've caught enough to feed my family." The businessman continued, "But if you catch more, you can sell them, expand your business, and become rich." The fisherman smiled and asked, "And then what?" The businessman said, "Then you can relax and enjoy life." The fisherman laughed, "But I'm already enjoying life now." Lesson from the story. If we don't know how to be content, we will keep chasing happiness but never reach it. But if we appreciate what we have, we can be happy right now. 6. Conclusion. Knowing contentment is the greatest wealth. Remember, living simply doesn't mean living in poverty. It means not being trapped by material things. The person who knows contentment is the happiest. You don't need more to be happy. You just need to appreciate what you already have. Are you ready to live more simply, be more content, and find greater happiness? A heartfelt love story, the journey to finding peace. Life is impermanent, and so is love. Some relationships seem destined to last forever but eventually fade over time. Some encounters bring happiness, while others leave behind deep wounds. The Buddha taught, the connections in life are like drifting clouds. When fate brings people together, welcome it. When fate fades, learn to let go. This is the story of a woman who once loved deeply but was betrayed. She lost faith in love until a special person entered her life, helping her rediscover herself and understand the true meaning of happiness. 1. When love turns into pain. Lynn was a strong, independent woman who always gave her all to love. She believed that love could overcome any obstacle. But one day, she discovered that the man she had trusted for so long had betrayed her. He left without a word, leaving her heartbroken and filled with unanswered questions. She blamed herself, asking, "Why did he treat me this way? What did I do wrong?" From a cheerful woman, Lynn became withdrawn and cold. She no longer believed in love, nor did she dare to open her heart to anyone. Each passing day felt empty. One day, during a trip, she visited a temple, not because she sought enlightenment, but because she needed a quiet place to forget the pain in her heart. 2. A lesson from an old monk. During the conversation, Lynn met an elderly monk. Seeing the sorrow in her eyes, the monk gently asked, "Are you suffering because of someone?" She lowered her head, and tears streamed down her face. "Master, I loved with all my heart. Yet in the end, all I received was pain. I cannot forget the past, nor can I believe in love again." The old monk smiled, poured her a cup of tea, and said, "Do you see this cup of tea? It's still hot. If you try to hold it tightly, you will get burned. But if you put it down, after a while, it will cool down. Your pain is the same. If you keep clinging to it, you will only hurt yourself. But if you learn to let go, time will heal everything." Lynn looked at the cup of tea, and for the first time, she felt a sense of relief. The monk continued, "Do you know, everything in this world is connected by fate. When fate comes, embrace it. When fate goes, smile and be grateful. Not everyone who comes into your life is meant to stay forever. Some people come only to teach you a lesson and then leave." Those words made Lynn think deeply. She realized that love is not about possession. Everything in life happens for a reason. 3. When someone new arrives. After that trip, Lynn began to change. She no longer tried to forget the pain by forcing herself to be strong. Instead, she learned to accept it. One day, at a small coffee shop, Lynn met Min, a quiet yet warm-hearted man. Min was different. He didn't rush into her life, nor did he try to win her over with promises. He simply stayed, listened when she wanted to talk, and respected her silences. Gradually, Lynn realized that Min was not there to replace anyone but to help her understand what true love really was. Love is not about holding on, it's about respecting each other's freedom. Love is not about expecting someone else to make you happy, it's about creating happiness together. Love is not about promising forever, it's about sincerity in every moment. Lynn was no longer afraid of love, because she had learned the most important lesson. Only when you love yourself can you truly receive love from others. 4. Love comes when you're ready, not when you chase it. Some people come and go in our lives not to stay but to teach us something. Some pains are not meant to break us but to make us stronger. Some relationships are not meant to last forever but to help us realize our own worth. The Buddha taught, when you stop searching, you will find. When you stop clinging, you will receive. Love is not something we can control. It comes when we are ready, not when we demand it. 5. Conclusion. What is true love? Love is not about finding someone to fill the emptiness, but about finding someone to build a meaningful life with. Love is not about expecting someone to change for you, but about accepting each other as you are. Love is not about holding on tightly, but about allowing each other the freedom to grow. If you are suffering from a past relationship, remember this. You deserve a love that is worthy of you. When you learn to love yourself, you will meet someone who truly values you. Don't be afraid to love again just because you've been hurt once, because real love has the power to heal all wounds. Are you ready to let go of the past and open your heart to love again? The healing journey, when love becomes peace. Love is not just about sweet moments, it also carries heartbreak, separation, and regrets. Some people enter our lives to teach us how to love, while others arrive to show us how to let go. After experiencing the pain of the past, Lynn had learned to accept the impermanence of love. She no longer blamed anyone, nor did she torment herself with regrets. Yet, her heart still carried an invisible wound, a lingering fear whenever she thought about opening up to someone again. Min remained by her side, patient and gentle. He didn't try to erase her scars but quietly walked with her through them. And one day, Lynn realized that not all love is loud or passionate. Some love simply brings peace. And that is more precious than anything else. 1. When love is no longer a race. In the past, Lynn believed that love had to be intense, filled with grand promises and fiery passion. But with Min, she realized, love is not about finding someone to make you happy, but about finding someone who makes happiness feel effortless. Love is not about holding on tightly, but about giving each other freedom while still choosing to stay together. Love is not a race to keep someone. It is a journey of cherishing each moment together. 2. Compassion in love, the power of understanding and forgiveness. One evening, as they walked by the lake, Min said, "Lynn, if you are still carrying the pain of the past, I cannot take it away, but I can walk beside you until it no longer feels so heavy." She looked at him, and suddenly, she felt lighter. In that moment, she understood that true love is not about finding someone who will make you forget the past. It is about finding someone who will help you accept it and move forward. The Buddha taught, to love is to understand. When you truly understand someone, you will know what they need, what they long for, and you will not hurt them. Compassion is not just something we practice with strangers, it is essential in love as well. Loving someone means truly listening, showing empathy, and offering forgiveness. Love is accepting someone with all their past wounds. Love is not about changing someone, but about letting them be their true self. Love is not about demanding or possessing, it is about simply being there. 3. Letting go of expectations, allowing love to be free. Many people suffer in love because they expect too much from their partner. They expect constant attention. They expect their partner to never change. They expect love to always be as perfect as it was in the beginning. But the truth is, people change. Love evolves, and nothing is permanent. The Buddha taught, the more you cling, the more you suffer, the more you expect, the more you will be disappointed. When you love without expectations, you free yourself from suffering. When you love without control, love is free to grow. Min never promised Lynn that he would stay forever. But through his sincerity, patience, and lack of attachment, he made her feel safer than she ever had before. 4. When two hearts learn to love again. One evening, Min told Lynn, "I don't need you to promise me anything. Just know that as long as you want to stay, I will always be here." She looked at him and finally understood. True love does not need promises, because the present moment is already precious enough. The Buddha taught, happiness is not in tomorrow, not in distant promises, but in this very moment. To love someone does not mean to hold on to them forever, but to cherish every moment together. Love is not about clinging, but about two people freely choosing to stay with each other every day. 5. Conclusion. True love is peace. Love is not something we can control, it is something we can cherish. Love is not about holding on, it is about creating a space where both people feel free and safe. Love is not something we chase, it is something that arrives at the right time, when both hearts are ready. If you are suffering from a love that has ended, remember this: you don't need someone to help you forget your past, you need someone who helps you accept it. You don't need a perfect love, you just need a love that brings you peace. You don't need to rush into love again. When you are ready, love will find its way to you. Are you ready to open your heart and welcome a peaceful love? Conclusion. The journey to inner peace and happiness. Life is a long journey filled with countless crossroads. Along the way, we encounter people who love us, people who hurt us, unexpected joys, and unavoidable losses. However, The way we face these experiences determines whether our lives will be filled with happiness or suffering. The Buddha taught, happiness does not come from the outside world but from how you perceive life. In the end, what truly matters is not how much pain we have endured, how many times we have failed, or how many losses we have faced, but what we have learned from those experiences. 1. The most important lessons on the path to peace. Acceptance and letting go. Life is impermanent, nothing lasts forever. If we cling to what has been lost, we only prolong our suffering. Letting go does not mean giving up, it means accepting and allowing our hearts to be lighter. Living in the present. Do not let the past hold you back, nor let the future make you anxious. Happiness is not in tomorrow, it is in this very moment. Practicing compassion and self-love. When we learn to love ourselves, we no longer expect others to do it for us. Forgive yourself, appreciate what you have, and be gentle with yourself. Meditation, the path to inner stillness. When your mind is restless, stop, breathe, and feel the peace within. Peace is not the absence of storms, it is remaining calm despite the storm. Understanding impermanence. When we realize that everything changes, we suffer less when facing loss. Instead of resisting change, learn to embrace it, living simply and knowing when to say, enough. Happiness is not about having more, it is about appreciating what we already have. When we stop chasing material things, life becomes much lighter. 2. Happiness is not something to search for, it has always been here. Many people spend their entire lives searching for happiness, unaware that it has never left them. The Buddha taught, no one can bring you happiness except yourself. If we cherish every moment, every person, and every simple thing in life, we will realize that happiness has always been right here. There is a story that goes like this. A man once approached a Zen master and said, I have traveled far and experienced many things, yet I still haven't found happiness. The master smiled, poured a cup of tea, and asked, do you feel the warmth of this tea? The man nodded. That is happiness. It is not something distant, it is in the small moments you have never paid attention to. Happiness is not a faraway destination, it is a journey. When we pause and look around, we will realize that we already have everything we need to be at peace. 3. Final thoughts. Choose peace. Choose happiness. Life is not perfect, but we can learn to find peace within it. The wounds of the past cannot be changed, but how we perceive them can be. Love is not about finding someone to make us happy, it is about learning to love ourselves first. Happiness is not about having more, it is about appreciating what we already have. If you are suffering, remember this, you do not need to rush to find happiness. It is already here, you just haven't realized it yet. You do not need to become someone else. You only need to be yourself. Just as you are, you do not need to have everything. You only need to know that you already have enough. Pause for a moment, take a deep breath, and feel the peace within you. Slow down, cherish every moment, and let your soul be lighter. And if this message resonates with you, share it so that more people may find peace. Namo Amitabha Buddha. Thank you for being here. Every Buddha story is a path to wisdom. Every teaching a light to guide the soul. If today's message touched your heart, don't let it fade, light to spread wisdom. Share to awaken others. Comment your thoughts, and subscribe with the bell to continue this journey together. May Buddha's teachings bring you peace and clarity. English Buddhism. Stories that enlighten the soul.